I am Brenda Jean Power, Medicine Woman, and I am from Medicine Woman Solution. There's always a solution as long as you're aligned. What do you want to call it? My Medicine Woman Solution Academy class. Okay. This Medicine Woman Solution Academy class is all about helping you get to that first step to who you really are, not just this over-identification with ego. And you don't have to hate your shadow self. That would be good. And if there's anybody else that's wanting to pay, then that's good. If you can share and get this message out, that's even better. To like it, to share it. And I'm going to start putting this series up on YouTube, and a better way to help is to go in there and to like it, leave a comment, and then I feel like I need to set up a healing group somewhere so that we can bring in other healers and different stories, because sometimes people can't connect with me or don't know how to connect, but they still need help and love. You still need to be powered and to grow. And I feel that's how I'm supposed to be able to give back. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm already giving back, not sure, but we'll see. So just remember, witnessing is a huge, 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 huge thing. Now, Vicki says, I rubbed off my makeup. No, you still looked beautiful, girl. Woman, whatever you are, you still look marvelous. And to be able to pull that off, that's good. And so then down the road, you've got to decide, because this energy is not playing around. This energy is strong. This energy is that if you don't, you're going to get aches and pains. You're going to get stuff that kicks your ass. You're going to you have to get out to see. I feel one of the series I feel like I need to do, I just don't know where to teach this, is that what is the narcissist? Vicki says, my inner child loves you. I love you too. All the ages that you all are. So the teaching format. This is huge. You guys need to wake up what codependent is, independent is, what is a narcissist, because it's not just an adult person. It is more than just that. And we're learning to transform the Pisces era. We're learning to transform those levels of consciousness and really grow in the direction we need to grow. So have we heard back from April, Vicki, or anything like that? Should you space healings out to let your body have time to adjust? You can, or you don't have to. Trust me. I live it, breathe it, walk it, talk it, and dream it. I'm healing. I'm observing. I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm a spiritual investigator. I'm healing every day. I am not letting the devil in. That's what you guys call it. I'm not letting hell having to be in that space. Now, when I have to get into that space, and it's oh, wow, you're really showing your vulnerable, real side. That's so you. Here's the thing. I can feel when I'm a mess. But is that really me? No, but I'm not wasting it. I will feel it. I will learn it. I will hear the talk. I will hear the limitations. I will heal all of that. Okay. Ooh, April says yes. Excellent. And what will happen is that you got to decide who you want to be. What is your overall agenda? What is your overall goal? My goal is joy. My goal is to be my authentic self. My goal is sanity. My goal is also working on the physical. Now, I've done really super well on the mental, emotional, and spiritual. Now I'm really hitting home on this physical thing called life and learning all those aspects. And I love me. If you talk to my husband, and he will tell you, she lives a breathe, walk, and talk, and dream. I wish he'd shut up sometimes. But at the same time, that's when he wants to maybe go into ego and then he wants to come out. We're all learning, we're all healing, and his turnaround times are huge. My turnaround times are huge. The thing is that I don't have to live there. I wake up happy, I go to sleep happy, I'm usually happy. When my body starts to do all these weird things, that is those deeper levels. It's like, what? I'm like, food, holy crap, just by eating what looks like, oh my God, and tastes like, but my body says, there's something in here that it doesn't agree. It creates the magnetic repulse. Again, a magnetic repulse is important. That the information that you may have heard me say in the past, it's changed because we're growing. You put two magnets together. And when those two magnets begin to repulse against each other, not flip and push away, they literally do this. And then you get sicker and sicker and sicker. So the thing is do you want to? Do you need to? And it's up to you. It is totally up to you how you want to do this. You can heal it. Now, I went and I did what's called my healing tool, and that has a lot to do with breathing and tapping and a lot of rounds that we need to get into. April has received a pay it forward from Miss Vicky, and we appreciate that very much, Miss Vicky, because she's gifting a chance for healing and love and growth to show further and to demonstrate again to the collective and people that are watching, so we get to move further out, and that's what we want. And so she just that little stone that creates that ripple. So we're doing good. We're doing good. And this time when the butterfly flaps its wings, it's not creating a hurricane somewhere else. It's actually creating this beautiful love flow and balance. For the fascia, yes, Autumn. There's a whole bunch of, if you're doing the source points, if I told you just do the one side, then yes, but if there's something else, now you may have to have a new set of instructions, but when you're doing the pulse points, the hope therapy, that's different. I can't remember what I told you, but anyways, at least you're taking action. I'm so proud of that. That's good. So, yes, the fascia blaster. Oh, I should have had Vicky on. There's years of stuff. There's fascia scraping, little scraping tools for your feet. The fascia blaster is great for the legs, the midsection. Oh, I'm going to tell you something funny, Vicky. Some new tools for myself, and one of them was that I took and got with this acupuncture ring, and it was Nosy that told me about the acupuncture pad. And it's like laying on a bed of needles, but it feels so good. And then I do it with my feet and stuff like this. But this is the ring, and they got like little triangle shapes. Okay, so you put it on, and then you can roll it on, and it runs the points. Now this should be good for April too. But here's the funny part. Even a vibration machine can do it. You want to really tax into the fascia layer, okay? And I was going to take, and I thought I need one for my thighs, my legs, because ever since I had to take that drug to help that pinched nerve, my legs have not recovered. And I thought, if I took a slinky and I bent it like triangles, like this ring, I could then have one for my thigh, my whole leg. I was thinking, get a slinky. I don't even know if they even make slinkies anymore. But they feel great. They do. I couldn't just buy one. I had to buy a package, but they were so cheap anyway. And so, just got a bunch of them. And it's funny, you have to be careful. I'm playing along, and all of a sudden it goes ping, like, oh crap, where'd it go? And if it's in an area that you can't get, thank God you got extras. I do have a TENS unit as well. That works. It has saved my ass when that pinched nerve, when it was just a constant pain, and that has helped incredibly for the swelling to go down. But yes, I know that we have to work further. And see, now I'm going to get addicted to that. There she is. Now, let's see. Gemma, did you happen to see that? And we'll see how she goes from there. And Miss April, may I make you big?
Yes.
Excellent. And this is Miss April. Now, Spirit has made her always show up like a white sunflower to me every time. Now I don't know why it's such a strong thing. Usually when I get those connections, it's a past life or it's a loved one or something. But her soul just shines. I'm a sunflower. I'm a white one. And then, it's not because I had seen this way before I saw her hair, before I saw her sunny disposition. And it was like, oh, she's a flower. How cool. And then I happened to see, before I actually seen her, I saw a picture of a white sunflower. And I thought, oh, that's cool too, And then I started to really, oh, shoot, there really is a white sunflower. And I started putting the connections more and more together. And then it made sense. But she does. She has this great sunny, it always comes to me in this direction. And it's awesome. Okay. So how can I help you, my dear?
Well, I did a bunch of healing and aha moments today, and I've had a really good day. And I've been posting in the tribal and on my Facebook page, and just feel really, really good. And that's why I asked that question. When you're doing healing, do you need to take time in between to let your body kind of adjust to the different frequencies or whatever?
Sometimes you can. Sometimes you will have to. Your body will let you know. Like if you're wanting to work on something very specific, and your body's inner child is like has a safety blanket and stuff like this, it'd be like, oh hell no, we're not doing this. I've watched people go up here like, oh my god, but where'd it go? And it didn't heal that quick. It's just that you're like, we're not ready to heal that. So you have to learn those little types of individual languages that happen. And that's usually when I can say you'll have to take a break, or you'll see the issue, you'll see your birdie of what you're supposed to do. And the next thing you know, you're wanting to heal it, but you have to gather evidence. So then that means, okay, I'm not supposed to heal it. Fine. I will gather evidence, put it on the shelf. And then when you take it down from the shelf, you'll know, because all of a sudden the puzzle piece would be perfect. Oh shit, that's it. And then you can heal. Okay. Sometimes you have to amp and ramp those emotions and those feelings to get you to the state to where you need to be. Does that make sense?
Yes, but.
And Miss Gemma, oops, we gotta get the mic. Okay, so you have been doing this on your journey for how long?
6 months.
Okay, have you noticed any difference? Now, again, you're only comparing it to yourself, about your life, about what's going on. Have you seen any difference?
I was actually driving the car when you asked, I think Vicky, the same question. And I was going to send you a message and actually tell you how much of a difference I have noticed.
Oh, you mean
I asked myself on the way home, and I'm like, I'm a lot more calmer. I'm at peace. I don't suffer night terrors anymore, which I have for 10 years. And I'm looking at getting off my medication. I'm able to respond in ways. I mean, for instance, today, my mum asked me, she said, are you addicted to Brenda and to getting these things? And I paused and I said, I'm addicted to healing. Yes. I want to heal, Mum. And that's my journey. And that's exactly what I'm doing.
And I'm glad you said that, because again, I want you to know it's not about me. It's about the information, the movement we're putting through. And I may just be the vessel. But at the same time, when you start to notice the language that starts to come through you and the healing makes a difference, that's what becomes addicting.
Yes, that is. And it's choosing your thoughts before you speak, because I'm tired of hurting people because I've been hurting.
Yes,
people
exactly.
Hurt other people, and I'm tired of hurting the people that I love and hurting myself.
To it. And when you're noticing it, right, that, oh shit, my reactions is actually hurting people. Could you have seen that before? Really?
No, not to the point of me wanting to do anything about it. It was more my ego going, oh well, deal with it, or whatever, and then I would get upset behind closed doors. But now it's me taking accountability, looking at how far I've come and saying, I don't want to hurt you or me anymore. Let's move forward. I didn't know what peace and joy was, truly what joy was, until I found it within myself, which you helped me with my tools. And
that's beautiful.
I struggle with words. Yes.
You're good with words. Now, here's the thing, though. You're not doing it just yourself, but you are actually making a difference in the family household.
Absolutely.
Huge. When you have to do it alone and the family's not following, it can get a little bit off. And I will help people understand that down the road. But at the same time, you have made such a major difference that people are like, I want what she's having.
Yes, my partner has, and my partner's daughter, who's gone through a lot herself, she's had a session with you, and David's had one session, and I would love to share what he said to me. He said to me, have you noticed I've been different with you lately? And I'm like, actually, yeah, I have. And I said, why is that? And he said one word, and it was Brenda.
Aww.
And I'm like, and I said, you know, and I explained to him, you know, this is you healing you with that guidance. It's you taking that control. Yes, you're there, you're our teacher, you can teach us, but it's you taking that ability within yourself to say, I'm worth it. And I said, and that's what it's about.
Exactly. It's that empowerment. People don't understand how important empowerment is because they never really understood what empowerment felt like.
No, we're well aware of what disempowerment is. Disempowerment, we're well aware of that feeling. That's a very common feeling. We can lose ourselves in that feeling, and it can become our normality. But to take that power back from whatever trauma you've been through, and I've been through a lot, and to say that that doesn't impact my life anymore, then what you're winning is your true essence.
Yes.
There's no limit on what you're winning because you keep gaining joy. You're hardwired for joy. And anything less than that isn't love. And when you start realizing, and to say that to a child, anything less than love is ego or is, you know, these feelings, and teaching them about the emotions, they can then witness themselves. And then Bella gets excited when she's chosen love and giggles and has those moments. And, you know, to let go of the shock with a giggle, or to just put these small things into your life can change how well you have a day, how good a day can be.
Yes, and I think it's fascinating that Spirit has chose April to be along with this journey, because I have been watching April post things and stuff like this, and so she's really stepping up into tribe and stuff like that, really witnessing, and holy cow, so she's starting to really see the difference between judgment and discernment, and to see the ego mindset and the spiritual mindset, that now her voice is starting to really stand out. Isn't that true, April?
Yes.
And every time that you can put something up, when you do see the difference, April, how do you feel about that?
It's like walking into a dark room and then just turning the light switch off, and you're like, oh, I can see it, I can feel it. Oh my gosh, this is what they meant. Whereas you hear it and they're like, in ego, you're like, what? They don't know what they're talking about. But, you know, then it's like, oh, that's what they meant. That's what they meant. Now I just understand, and I'm like, okay, I want some more. I want to heal more. I want to heal more. Yeah,
exactly. So when you do that and see now her experiences match part of what she's learning, and the more you begin to put the knowledge of becoming a spiritual human, this movement that Spirit's doing, that quantum law of attraction, that what's happening is your brain starts to predict more and better and healthier. It creates a better alignment, and that energy then draws more stuff. So when, even though the same shit, different day occurs, your responses are like, ooh, I don't really have to waste this. I can heal it. Oh, I'm seeing patterns. It's not about accusing and anger and, oh my God, look at them. It's not about profiling and condemning. That's ego. This is a whole different ballpark. And you will get addicted to the language, into the healing, and to the joy. And that's what you're meant to receive. So I think it's cute how you both are here talking about the same thing. And
I'd just like to add, recently April added me on Facebook, so I've been able to enjoy her posts too, and I'm like, wow, what an energy, I've really enjoyed it, and we both love cats, so that's a bonus.
It's beautiful. When you're on Facebook, it's not that you have to weed out the bad people. It's just that you need to start attracting. If you want to be a positive life, you cannot live with negative attitudes and negative energies. It's not feeding you. So you'll start to draw to you the balance to which you are becoming. And then that gives you support to say, look, here you go. Maybe you need to brighten up your day instead of seeing the same old crap. Oh, April will put, you have some really amazing topics. You know, I'm a money magnet. I'm this, I'm that.
Well, I started doing that because I took like a mindset class, change your mindset,
Yes, good.
your inner voice, talk to yourself as your best friend. So I
Yes,
started posting those things because I was talking to my best friend.
that's right.
So I was talking to my inner self on my journey, which I have had several teachers, probably 3 to 4 years. I've been working on this, and then I just go to where I feel drawn to, the spirit draws me to. So then I learn something, and then I move on, and then I go. But it's started out with a really negative boss.
Ooh,
So I
okay.
looked up online how to get rid of negativity. So then I ran into crystals. So then I started getting into crystals. And then I went to this lady, took some classes, and she did a little reading, and she said I had darkness inside. So then I started having energy sessions with her. And my first experience of when we went in to look inside, I threw up. She
Oh,
said out of 10 years, she's never had anyone throw up. So the reason why I was telling you this is because I've had within the last year, I did something else and I got to see a hand of my inner child. She was hiding in a dark room. That was the darkness inside. Then I could see a hand, and where I was at some sacred grounds, and I had two Indian, I don't know if they were chiefs, but they were holding her hands and helping her and told her that she was going to be safe. With my aha moments that I had today, I was driving home and I just had this vision. My little girl, I'm going to tear up here. My little girl, she just like busted out the door and has got her arms like this. She's in a little happy dress and she wants to dance.
yes.
And then, so I even posted that I feel like a phoenix,
Oh,
a
love that.
lion, and a ball of fire. And I said,
Ooh,
well, I am reborn like a phoenix. I am a Leo. So hear me roar. And I shine bright like a ball of fire. What's a ball of fire? Sunshine. I am sunshine.
yes, you
That's
are.
beautiful.
You are. I love that. Absolutely. Yes, I love it. You know, and I'm proud of the fact that you're able to take and show how yourself that I need this, the urge, and you started to go and you started to go and you now are at this point. Now, that's one of the things that we're going to be talking about when we do the academy tomorrow, is
Yes.
that when you start, you just said some of the things is that your higher self is your best friend. That is you. That is your, and I love it because now you're going to have a more of a voice when we go to talk about doing some of the homework. You can take some of those experiences. So it's good to know that you're on board with it. I love that idea.
Yes, I'm excited.
And did you have goose pimples, Gemma? I mean, I
Yes,
was
I
shivering
did.
and I'm like,
I
oh my
did.
God, talk about total confirmation.
I did. And I think healing those little selves of ours and taking their hands and being part of them and forgiving ourselves is part of that journey. Is that we didn't know right from wrong. We were taught, and no one's perfect and no parent is perfect. And
Ex-
we need to decide what's true for us and what
Exactly.
resonates with us. And we need to do what makes us happy, what makes us whole, and what makes us spiritual beings.
Exactly. And nobody's so everybody likes drama, TV shows and all like this. You know, I am off of that too. I'm in comedy, but it also will match your mood. Okay. Like the Today Show, NBC Today that you guys have in United States, and I get to see it over here on my show, my TV, and I love the boost, the morning boost, because they are starting to just add that little extra love instead of just bad news, bad news, bad news, and it is the gripping part that makes you feel good. But when you're talking about starting over, I thought about a show that's about starting over and just follow a group of women or men for a month or two or however long. And every day we check in, we talk about a particular subject, we do some healing, and we do this. And then what happens is that you get to see the transformation. I still might do it, but a lot of people are like, oh, that's just so stupid. And it wasn't ready in the Pisces. I feel like it could be more into the Aquarian age. And I really feel that I need to call it starting over with spirit. I think they're creating a class or something right before me. They better make time stretch because I need it. Okay. But it's, and it is to follow these people, to get into the raw. But I don't want you just to show your vulnerability. I want you to be able to have that space to heal your crap out so that you can really say, this is my authentic self. This is my starting over. And I massively can see a difference, not putting on another mask, not putting up another wall, but getting into that. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like there's people and women out there that are ready to dive in deeper with different healing tools. Not to say one's better than the other, but to notice that when you do certain ones, you will get better results. Okay. I feel like we need to look at how we shaped our thinking of what, mental illness. Come on, I'm so tired of the mental illness thing. Yes, it can affect you mentally, but let's change that. Emotional, let's change that. All of it. Get in there and really heal all that on a deeper level, but find a different way instead of saying compare, competition, and eat. Now I'm ready for a new language. Now, again, the reason that's brought up is they're showing me that, see, a lot of people don't want to tune in when it's just joy sometimes, but I'm not here to just be for those that are like, oh God, another joyful. No, I want you guys to know that you can joy, you can tap in, and you can grow. And you guys are making a difference. There'll be one person that'll probably watch the repeat and they'll like, oh, I so relate to that. Or you all of a sudden somebody's having a bad day. I relate to that.
Yeah,
And
where
so,
I posted in Tribal, I've already had people say, "Hey, I thank you for posting that. I relate to that." So
yes.
that
Oh,
it
yeah.
made me feel good too because it was thoughts that was coming to my head, and I'm like, "Oh, I need to write this down." I'm like, "Well, I'm just going to write it in the group." So
Yeah.
that's what I did today.
You made my heart sing when I woke this morning. Like, oh, it's sunshine. Thank you. Even before I opened the curtain, I had sunshine. And it was just marvelous because when I get excited, and I can't remember who told me best, is that what they get when I'm in, I get so excited and I look at you and I love you and I'm, because I think it was Beck actually, she got to experience that when she was helping somebody and Spirit says, well, give her something that Brenda would do. And so she said, oh, here, try this. And then all of a sudden the person started to respond. And she started to watch this person go from this hellish state to a very happy state. And she's like, all this joy, you guys give me such a tremendous amount of joy. I don't fake it because this shit, man, comes through and it's just like, oh my God, I have to stop myself from leaping through the screen and wanting to hug you, and I have to have this, hug. The decorum, hey, you got to be professional. But holy crap, I mean, my heart just wants to go out, and well, it does go out, but it's just, there's such a true feeling. And when you guys start to step into who you are and you start to create your RAS, that's joy, you're going to start notice people changing. And then when you start to use the language and then say, hey, you know what, maybe you should try this tool, and you see them transform, you're going to start getting in the giddy ass state that I get into. This is why I love what I do, because I know behind your tears, there's that joy. And if you're ready, we'll get you there. Okay. So again, here we go. Miss April, there's this overtime hopelessness that wants to still linger. Okay. So like you wake up every day and you're like, there it is. So if you use the word always, here it is. Not again. Pay attention to what keeps repeating. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so she's already got examples in her head. She already knows. You have one very particular one, and it's with a person. She's like, okay. But anyways, go to the one you know. You don't have to say the name. No, we don't need names.
You lost me.
I knew I did.
Well,
go back to the picture. Go back to the picture. We'll take that one.
Picture I thought that I had was of just being indecisive.
Okay, and that's a 4 on the scale of 0 to 10. Still can affect you strongly. But how do you get decisive? It sometimes is that I don't want to say the answer I want because people expect me to say something differently. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, now it's just a habit. This particular indecisive you have is just a habit of not wanting to disappoint somebody.
Yes.
Oh, did you feel that?
Yeah. Well, my epiphany today, my aha moment is that because trying to define judgment, and I'm like, the person that I'm judging is myself. So
Yes.
here I thought, well, I don't really judge people. I'm like, oh, you want to do that? Okay, fine. Interesting, But I'm like, wait, I'm not. There's a person, a coworker, and trying to do the reflection thing. Okay, what about her that I have to work on myself? And I'm like, okay, well, she's judgmental, she's fake. Well, I'm not judgmental and I'm not fake. So, but I was in my ego mindset, so I was being fake, but I didn't know I was being fake.
That's what we call false self-assuredness.
So now I know that I'm judging myself, because if you would say, hey, can you come over to my house and help me clean out my closets and do some spring cleaning? I'd be like, okay, sure, I'll be right there. But for me to get up in the morning and go, okay, I'm going to clean out the closets and do some, oh, well, I don't got enough time to do that. I'd want a new shelf. I don't have enough money to buy that. Oh, well, fiddle. I'm just going to go procrastinate over here, So it's me judging me. So my new word that I came up with, I'm going to tell my ego to duck off.
Yes. And see, and you know what rejection is. Yes. But the thing is, you know how to reject yourself. So you go into excuses and reasonings because you can self-justify that. And it's okay to hurt yourself because you know how to soothe that part that you do to yourself. Okay. But ultimately, when you keep rejecting yourself, you're rejecting your higher self because you made a promise that you're going to heal yourself or go there, but yet you'll go into old pattern, and the higher self is trying to hold that position for you that come back. And you are rejecting that love. Okay. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong. This is about experimenting, finding out what love is by what it's not. So you're so ready to know about what is invalidating my own truth, my own voice of what I want. And I want you to hold R1S. And can you relate to that?
Yes.
Okay. So start there. R1S, get the number nice and high. And that's part of that overtime hopelessness. I always do that. Miss Gemma. Now, it's funny, my eyesight just went away. But I see the word power and I'm like, okay, so tell me more. And they're going into how your circadian rhythms, it's the body clock. Okay. And they said the thing that gets you the most is how you have to constantly protect your heart. Okay. And they're saying that the circadian rhythm between the stomach and the pericardium, and the time factor with that is between 7 and 9 a.m. and 7 and 9 p.m. So sometimes you can see your behaviors or sleep issues or physical issues or whatever, however you want to look at it. But this is when you're like the most stressed. So when it comes to the circadian rhythms, your pericardium says, okay, 7 and 9, I can't remember if it was AM or PM here. Let me look. I know this one so well, but yet I blind as a bat here. PM. So 7 and 9 PM, okay? It's at its peak. It's supposed to work its most efficient, but in order to do that, it has to pull energy from all the rest of the spaces. And this is where I see some issues, Because as the pericardium's being itself, the gallbladder sits there and says, I am wiped out.
Mm.
I'm just freaking wiped out. And the pericardium says, but I can't stop having these vivid dreams, not of dreaming of the future, but there's these vivid dreams. You know what I'm talking about? Look at you. You know what I'm talking about.
I know. And weird that you said 7 to 9, even though it was AM. I keep having dreams that my partner's cheating on me, and that's got to do with the heart.
Yes.
And abandonment
Yes.
and things like that too.
Right.
So,
Now, this is where the 7 and 9 a.m. is the stomach. You ready? This is how it connects. So when those are going off, even though it's different time, PM and AM, they still have a communication and a connection. And at this case is that in the 7 to 9 a.m., you're jumping to conclusions.
yes.
So you
100%.
see that. Okay.
I can see it, yeah. And see 7 to 9 p.m. at night time, weirdly, is my time with my partner. Maybe 7:30 onwards is our one-on-one time. And during that, I feel a resistance of because we're cuddling on the lounge or we're having time together and whatever, and I can feel myself, and then my nightmares are happening between 7 and 9. So it's
oh my God. Okay. Now, interestingly enough, when the one in the morning kicks in, not only do you jump to conclusion, but what about me? Okay, this is an expansion of yourself. It's not a problem with expanding. There is a difference between spirituality of your ego mindset and your spiritual mindset. Ego mindset says, what about me? And it may be that little narcissistic little child.
Yeah.
And it stunts the emotional growth that you need to mature. And I'm not saying you're immature. I'm just saying these are just the emotional things. You have to have a good emotional health. And what happens is that you're stuck repeating at this. And as I ask why, and they said, well, your 2-year-old is saying it's broadcasted its message to be aggressive because you got very self-conscious of all of the right and wrong. This is the right way to be. This is the wrong way to be. And you can't help but to say, what about me? You know, and a 2-year-old, they'll be the narcissistic little thing and they are learning, but I want this particular outcome. Okay. And you're going to hold on to wanting something, but you knew as a child that it was taken away, that somebody taken it away. And that is what now you're doing as an adult, is that who's taking it away? You can't help but to scream, what about me? Okay. Mm-hmm. This is also tied into a past life of how wounded pride. Okay. So you're supposed to be proud for the wounded pride. So to help you heal this, they said they want you to notice how you cut off empathy. When you get angry or you're in ego, I want to not have to be empathetic for you, which means I don't really want to give you what you want. I'm not changing my behavior. Fuck off. That's okay. So you got this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right. So now.
But I can see it.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not feeling small. I'm not taking this shit. And so you're going to hold a little L3D. Find that third position nice and deep. Okay. Oh, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that, Aaron. So Aaron said he's not feeling very happy at this point because he read a news story about a woman. Okay. Well, he's got a big heart. Aaron has a big heart. Okay. And when we can express love that way as well, just remember to call your energy back as you help work with and feel the collective. And sometimes we lose our energy. So if you go here, Aaron, to medicinewomansolution.wibly.com, you can go under the healing tool of picking yourself up off the floor. Because sometimes we get our hearts are so big that we can't help but getting so involved. And sometimes we lose some of our power. So again, when we're coming to the collective and learning how to help change it and heal it and, do yourself a little pampering and bring it back to you, Aaron. This is important, people. These are huge subjects. You're made of energy, but your consciousness gets to play with the energy, design it. You got the pen, you got the paper, and you get to create. The thing is that you have to decide, what are you going to create through just your ego or your spirit? And you have mindsets. We have heaven and hell, which are states of mind, but you also have the operation through the ego mindset or the spiritual mindset. We have what's called the electromagnetic guiding omni apparition. Now that's the ego, and it's a lens. But when we over-identify with matter, we go into the ego mindset. But when we're looking through that lens to create this reality, we have a choice to bring our spiritual mindset through, and we are allowing ourselves to be our authentic self in this world we've created. So, if any of you have had experiences with the healing with me, I would like it would be beneficial to help me and others. If there was some type of authentic, more than just fluff and stuff, but get into some details if necessary, of maybe giving me feedback, a review that helps out greatly. If you're interested in any of these things of maybe starting over, I feel like maybe that's what we're going to end up doing, is doing a starting over with spirit. And we would need, I don't know how many people we'd want to really follow them personally and to allow ourselves to heal, and not sure about the weeks. I just feel like it would be a really, really good show, is just starting over with spirit. If you think you're interested, let me know. If you're a healer out there and you want to join maybe a collaboration in YouTube or doing a healing group for healers, I feel like I need to attract healers into the group. And again, it's not just about cards and things, but it's about other types of healings, other types of knowledge. It's time to help people understand that this can be a place. Instead of just going to walk-in clinics, you can go into a space and begin to say, I'm having this, I need this. And so it may be a place where you may have to pay or barter, whatever it is that you, and but if you're a healer and that thinks that maybe you want to jump on board, that we could start creating a group on Facebook or something. I think that might be something that'll be important that we can do. It's time to live in this new era of energy. April, how you doing? You just shifted something.
Oh yeah. It went down. It was like an 8, and it's probably down to a 4 on the right side. On my left side, it's down to a 2.
Oh, good. Now notice how the enjoyment of obsessing. There's a part of you that can't help obsess. So do you normally obsess about things?
Yes, because when I was younger, I had to be quiet, so I talked to myself a lot. So I just replayed and processed everything.
Are you doing R2S or anything? Because I need you to go to R2S if you haven't.
R2S now.
Yep, okay. Be nice and soft with your thumb. And notice that how you learn to communicate with yourself is through ego and obsessing, and through ego, because that's the only way you really could communicate. So that's what you're going to focus on right now. Okay, because we're going to upgrade your abilities through your spirit. Yes, Erin, you're correct. We are standing up, moving forward into a new, taking humanity and helping humanity to move forward. It is like I was telling people before, it's like all these sugar cubes. And at the top is the top main dog. And all the other sugar cubes and the ones at the bottom of the pyramid, these are all of us individually. And if you were to put ink into it, it would eventually absorb all at the bottom, start to go up. And to really create change in humanity is you have to do it one individual thing that will start to make a collective mass. Because one person at top to tell somebody, we don't want that. It is not about that. It's about moving forward and up and allowing ourselves to change. Well, thank you, Erin. My hair, I like it too. It pops. I see a little bit more purple here. The more you wash it, it changes colors. I saw. Now, if you got any questions, anything like this in the room, or anything you want to let me know, because we can talk about it. We can talk about it. Gemma, are you going through a sweat phase all of a sudden? There's something strange going on with your body. Oh, at this point,
Yeah, there's a younger me having a tantrum.
oh,
And
well,
my pointer finger's on fire again.
yeah, and it's hysterical, just complete hystericalness.
Mm.
This is how you learn to survive. And she's like, remember how we were listening to Vicky earlier, and she was like, you know, it's safety blanket. This is high,
Yeah.
you know, I have to do this. And what I want your little child to begin to communicate with is that it always expected them to show up as what? You were expected to show up a certain way, but you also expected those around you, your loved ones, to show up as what? Self-loathing is one thing I hear.
Yeah.
Bullying and dishonoring. And to get anything done, they would deprive you by making you a bully. What? Did that make sense?
Yes.
Deprive you and to make, did I say deprive to make you a bully?
Yes.
Oh, good God. Okay. Well, that one's strong. It makes my teeth hurt because it doesn't want to let you make decisions. It's like you have to be forced.
It's like being raised to be hard and to be, well, a strong masculine woman, which my mum openly admitted to this morning. That's how she raised me.
Yeah. Okay, good. And so you know, the thing is that, yeah, that was then. And now we can go back and we can take those hurts that our little selves have and listen to their voice of it and give them, ask them what color it is. And some of there's I can't see how many, you know, give them crayons, paper, give, some of them want bow and arrow. That's fine. You tell them that this is a safe place to, you know, do what they got to do with these emotions or to the enemy, because it's like, and then there's one person, one child, I see her, and one thing she's doing is, but I don't want to be ruthless and mean. Can I just be happy and play? Why do I have to torture? Let her just run around with flowers or something and spread them out. I feel like she's a little flower girl. Let her spread the love. She didn't get to do. So let her go have that for a moment and watch all of your kids do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think all of those are watching. And, you know, and the thing is that, you know, if you want to do more, you can give back by joining other healing groups out there, mental health and all of those, emotional health, you know, that you can make a difference by, you know, you may not think that you can, but you can. And if you feel awkward and you feel like stupid, or if you feel like I can't do it, I want you to notice this is your fear, and it can be disabling. And I would tell you, for those that are out there, take your right wrist, find the third position. Okay, it's not on the side, it's not in the middle, it's right here under the thumb. And then that third position is where you place your thumb, nice and soft, not deep, nice and soft, finger in the palm, and do this. And then you sit in there and think about how I can't do something. It's time we can kick those limited self-limitations to the curb. April. I had a sore throat, headache, and had to cough all at once. What the heck? What?
Oh, I thought I was doing better.
Well, you did. You shifted something, though. You shifted something, and you are doing better. But maybe you need to pay attention to the physical, because they just like slap bitch me there just for a moment.
I don't really have any physical symptoms.
Okay, so your inner world, your inner energy has this habit. And this habit is a strategy that has to do with that you have something about having to act mean, and you restrict yourself. You restrict yourself from doing it, but you do it in your head. Is that correct? think of work, think of past people. Because you started getting a voice as you got older, but these are the roots. They're saying when you were 8 years old, you had a broadcast message that you had to be hidden. But you were also made a bully feeling inside your head toward yourself. Oh, see, it's again, it's that toward yourself again.
Yeah, when I was doing the invalidation of speaking my truth, I didn't want people to make fun of me.
Yes. That's the inside. It's something that feels a little uncomfortable.
And then there was a situation when I was around 8 or 9, my parents got divorced and my mom was getting remarried. And I told her that this guy was not a good person. And she told me that I was only 8 or 9, that I didn't know what I was talking about. So my stepdad was an alcoholic, and I saw him physically abuse my mom. And that's why I lived on eggshells, because she didn't want to make any noise to make him upset to leave or cause a fight or whatever.
There you go. Now let's notice that even though your machine's doing this feedback, it is what you're doing inside your head. So we're going to use it as the clue. You knew you were right. Now, at the time, you knew you were right, but as you got older, there was some resentment that built with it.
Okay.
And you contracted your energy as you were screaming inside, I was right. And you just felt like, I don't want to have to shut up and take it. But all of it's happening inside of you. Does any of this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, go to R1S now. And it's like, if I say or change or do any of it, there's going to be karma payback. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be some type of action that's going to hurt you, some type of consequence if you were to say anything outside of your head, out of your mouth.
Yes, there would be a consequence, because I would get in trouble and he would drink more beer or cause a fight or take the car out or.
Exactly. Oops, that came through.
And then this just came to my mind when I was 13 or 14. We would get up on Saturday morning, and it was my stepsister and me. We had to clean the house before we could do anything. And we asked if we could sleep in on Saturday. Well, this particular Saturday, it was 7:30, and my stepdad came in, busted our door down, told us to get out of bed, stop being lazy, get up. And picking up my clothes, and I walked into their bedroom, and he said, why are you in the bedroom? You're supposed to be cleaning. And I said, well, you always come into mine when you're drunk. He was already drunk at the time, but I didn't know it. So he ran after me. I jumped up on my bed, and he slapped me. And I called him an SOB. And then I ran down the steps, ran over to the neighbors. And then he called, which I did not know this until afterwards, but the police showed up. And he called the police for me being an unruly child.
Okay. Now the word stubborn.
The word stubborn for me, or
at that time, did he call you stubborn?
I don't really remember. I had some therapy on it to like cancel it out of my head.
Okay, so notice the strategy. Notice the strategy. Any strategy now is what we're going to look at. And you're holding the right position. And what it is that, do people make you feel like you're indebted to them? Or do you feel like you have to, if you don't want to be indebted? Do you understand? There's something there.
I've been around people that are like that. Oh, don't give me a gift because then I'll have to get you one. But I've never I
Okay,
didn't
that's,
think that I fit that way.
no, no,
Felt
no.
that way.
You just tapped into when I wanted to give something, people invalidated me, didn't allow me to have that moment. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, that's part of what we want. We want to look at that because it's in the
And I
language.
just got extremely hot.
I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, you are. Oh. So when you have to do with giving and receiving, here's the thing. I was told you were not supposed to receive, you're supposed to always give, and it's better to give than to receive. And I had been brainwashed by all these dogma that when somebody wanted to give me a gift, I couldn't ask, I couldn't do it. And I was very much aware as a child about prices. And and it was because I would watch my mother suffer and try to figure out how to bring in groceries and stuff like this while you got family members screaming, buy me $50 pair of jeans. And well, she don't even have, mom don't have 2 dimes rubbed together to make toast, you know? And so my mindset was wrapped around that I can't receive because it's going to cost them. And then it's going to make me feel bad and I can't do it. And so this person had money, but I didn't know that. I just thought I was going to make them less than. And so then I missed out on the gift. My sister got one. And then later on, I wanted to give. And then people would like reject me. I like the joy of giving. I want that feeling. I want to not just give that feeling for me. I want to see that joy with you. But because I could only receive, I had thrown the teeter-totter of life off balance. And so I was robbing people of their joy. And that was the biggest epiphany for me. So when people go into their fears, they don't know that they're robbing a person of that. And so then that means you just have to line somebody else up that you are meant to give it to. Now, we don't want to attract feeders, but you can attract people that will appreciate and love what you do. So you have a lot of stories running around, but I think we covered quite a few of those. Whew, there's a part of you that's starting to break up the confusion of certain things now. Good job. Keep going. Even though she's in her mind and everything's good, her body's the one that's holding the pattern. Okay. Now, as Gemma, can you feel that you don't like to feel timid? It makes you roar.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're saying that the identity of were you proud when somebody said, oh, you're the dark horse? Oh, you're just, were you proud? Look at that smile. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was the odd one out, and I was the black sheep of the family, but I was proud of it.
Okay, now there's nothing wrong with it. I'm proud of who I am.
No, I know what you're saying.
At the same time, when you're in ego, it was how you had to rise above the pain.
Yes.
Okay, so we have to be in that space of how we have to rise above the pain. So get in there, okay?
On the same point?
Yes. Yeah. Good job. Because this is tapping in somehow with wounded pride. I'm not sure what's there. So a friend, Erin, inside the chat box has pulled a card and it says, as humans, we fear judgment from our fellow people. We put so much energy into what others think about us. We try so hard to fit a mold and to not stand out of fear of being ridiculed. And it is, that last word, ridiculed. Did you feel that, Gemma? If you really look at that,
vibrated.
Yeah.
I got you.
You too?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I had to read it then. Thanks, Erin. So, oh God, you both are going. You were really twanging in that one. Oh.
Well, I just thought of something that happened because I had, when I was younger, I helped the neighbor lady and her friend go to the grocery store, get stuff for her. The little grocery store was only like 2 blocks away, and I would do stuff for her because they never had any kids, and I can remember saying like my states and capitals and stuff. So they had money, and they wanted to get me something. And I said, I don't know if I can accept it. I'll have to ask my mom first. So my mom let me take a gift from them. One time I got a cassette player, and one time I got a 10-speed bicycle. But my mom said I was not to tell anybody where I got them from, that I just say I got them as Christmas presents. Our skin was different color, and for one, and she just didn't, because it was an older man and an older lady, she didn't want to think something was going on with the younger child.
Yeah. There's all of those dogma, fear, and yeah, I get it. But notice what it did for you, though. It was put you in a dogma position that as you got older, you're like, I know you know the feeling.
Yeah, because it took away my joy, because I couldn't go like, hey, I did this for the next door neighbor and look what she got me for Christmas.
Right, right. You're not supposed to boast. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. And to stifle that joy, I felt like you really learned how to be a really good silent brooder.
Yes.
So, let me look here. But you would always worry that you would actually say the wrong thing, because now my head's starting to hurt again. It's like, oh, I'm glad you're not doing these physical things.
Well, the stuff that went on our house of him being an alcoholic and stuff, because we like went to church, but don't say anything. Don't let anyone know what happens inside our house.
Yes. Yes. Oh God, you just pulled up a memory. It's like it's like you're supposed to be shamed of yourself. Don't air your laundry. How dare you? It actually will stifle you from actually getting help, because you're afraid that you're going to get your ass whooped, or you put shame upon your family.
Well, you just said that shame or whatever. If they find out how the children are being raised, will be taken away.
Exactly. Now I want you to go to R2D, because now notice how you had to live in the situation of constantly being deprived based on all that. Now, all those remaining, if you haven't already liked or loved, now to win a 30-minute free session with me, and that is every once a month, we will draw from those shared publicly and have put a heart that represents yes, please. Put my name in the drawing, and I will put your name in this drawing here. And so we have one for each of my shows, and so we got 2 so far, and we put your name in here, and so that'll be exciting. We always draw the name at the first of the month. Oh. So as your ladies are healing, I'm just going to ask you real quick, because I have to create a popcorn smell. And do you feel like this is a non-judgmental space?
Yes.
Yeah, very much.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to make sure that energy constantly stays that way.
Absolutely.
Because this is the energy where you can feel safe, secure, and stable, and allow joy to enter in your space. And that is the one thing that I will be really the only thing that I ask of people when they come into my space, whether it's through Tribe or through the Academy. It is learning to, you can have your issues, you can have your judgmental moments, and we can work and heal them, and we can use them as a tool. But to create your ego habit and creating a distension, you have to ask yourself, why are you doing that in a space where it's not allowed? And why do you need to do it? Because it's important to know that even if you haven't had safety and stability and all of this, that you have to choose to whether you want to move from that particular hell and into a new space. when you have a cheerleader in the room. Aaron is very lovely. He says, "You ladies are wonderful. April and Gemma, you both are beautiful souls." So you just know you got somebody
Yeah.
rooting for you and holding that non-judgmental space for you. And, you know,
That's important. Having been a rape victim, well, rape survivor, which
good
it's
job.
important. It's important to feel safe. It's important to feel secure when you're healing and opening up, and you certainly provide that. I've
Good.
I've spent 8 years with a clinical forensic psychologist, and in the past 6 months, I've healed more than I have in 8 to 10 years.
Wow. Major difference.
Massive.
And especially for you to want to, hey, to feel safe and secure, to have your voice, to have your beauty, to say, this is who I am and not be ashamed of who I am. That's huge. So yes, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure I keep maintaining that. That is very important to me.
And it's good to have private sessions with you too, because even though you learn the tools as you go along, you're not alone when you do it, and you feel more empowered because you've been given that support, but you've done it yourself. And that's what's important. It builds on the empowerment. Even if you're there, it still
Yes.
builds on the empowerment.
Yes, it does. Yes, I like that. Thank you. Because when you are doing a private one-on-one session, nobody gets to hear anything. I'm sorry, there's no discussion. Your stuff stays safe. Now, sometimes I will take information and I will not use a name, but it'll be important for people to understand that when you're in that position, there's other people out there that are doing the same thing. I will always use my examples of my life.
And you also
I'm not
ask
taking
permission.
any of it. Huh?
Yeah. You also asked permission. You asked, I've got a video up on YouTube of my very first healing with you and you respected my privacy, and you blocked out me,
Yeah,
and you blocked out some things that were said because you realized that you didn't want to jeopardize my safety.
absolutely
So
not.
yeah, and you do that with grace and absolute, non-judgment.
Thank
Beautiful.
you. Yes, that's what I want to keep maintaining. And if I fuck up, I am sorry. I'll fix it as best I can, but I will not live there. I do not want to be pulled there. And I don't want you to ever feel like you ever have to be in a situation where it's less than love. And we just, again, it's important. I love the idea. And I'm soaking it in what Gemma said. When you do have a private session with me, yes, I sit there and I empower you to move into the direction you need to. Empowerment is very important, Aaron. I totally believe that.
And you do it at our pace too. You can sense
Absolutely.
where we're at. I mean, we've built, after 6 months, you and I have built to an no bullshit relationship where we don't, you even said to me yesterday in my private session with you that I don't even have to pull up you're taking accountability, you're showing up, you're saying what is. And that's because I've learnt through myself that it's important to do that, and you provide that space. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Again, I'm glad that you get me. All right. Now, Gemma, you can take your hands down just for a moment, and I want you to reevaluate, get yourself centered, and think about, where have we been healing for you?
Today,
Yeah, right now.
I've become more empowered. That little girl who was dropping the flowers, I hugged her and I told her that it's okay. And she also held the point, which is very hard for a 2-year-old having a tantrum to do, especially.
Yeah.
So it was making that conscious choice to let go and to remove, transcend, let it go, let it go. It's a common sentence to hear, and to just trust myself that it's to have that safety. Having my history, I needed that safety, and I feel safe doing this with you. It gives me that blanket, as Vicky said. With the safety, you really got to have that there, and that's
You
what that's.
do. And if your inner children feel safe, that's marvelous. Yes, you can let go, April. You just allow yourself to reevaluate in a minute, and we'll get to you. And Gemma, I want you to notice that some of those kids in there are not really really thinking that they have to hold so tight onto that belief anymore.
No.
I mean,
no.
I see some pictures. Did you get to watch how they've colored? I see a bunch of pictures and things like this. First,
Yeah.
it just looked like scattered scratch marks. Now I see shapes.
Yes. Yes. And the funny thing is, what I've done as a thing of reflection is I've got photos of myself from very early on, from the age of 5 through school all the way up to 17. And I've been able to go back and look at each one of them and see the difference that they've healed. And you saying shapes, it's the shapes have changed, the way that the communication levels have, for those inner selves, has changed, and that's been beneficial for my adult self, because you can feel that you're not holding on to stuff anymore. They're not holding on to stuff. Your inner self is not holding on.
Feel her grow. Did you feel it as she's talking with her words, even though she did the healing and now she's witnessing and talking? I just watched her expand her energy in a very safe manner. And I feel like if you look at those little kids inside, do you see that they're having a party right now? There's one that's not. We'll go and hug. We'll hug them in a minute.
That's okay. But as I've said to you, and what I've done before is I've sat down with every age of myself. I'm 35, and I've tried to imagine what I would look like at 1, and I've sat us all in a circle, and we've all done those hand holding parts. Some had let go and run away, that's fine, but those who wanted to healed with me.
Yeah,
so important to heal those parts.
I feel like they're having a little party. They got the hats, they got the food maker. Okay, now just own that. Bring it down to your toes like a good old orgasm. Put it up into your hair. Just allow it to be at your fingertips. Just own it, because your nervous system needs to transform from its ugliness into a healthy state. Oh, you just shivered on down. Good job. Keep doing it. Take it in, put it all that joy into any of those anxiety parts. Take it where it needs to go. There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
That's a good one. I was going to say
that was quite personal, but that one was
good.
I envisioned
taking my booty now. I think that's where it was in the backside. It's going to
the Marilyn Monroe. Woo!
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yes. Absolutely.
I love that one that we do. Oh God, I haven't done that one for a while. That Marilyn Monroe healing.
Yes. I can't remember how it goes at this point because I'm stuck looking at it. I'm just woo. Okay, now let me talk to April. April, hold on. Okay, if you can feel the joy between these two, my body's going, I don't know. I just know it's joyful. I'm like, good God.
Yes, because I was holding the point for a and then you were talking about, is this a safe environment? And then you read what Aaron said to empower or whatever, and I just got this vision of this cup, and my cup is overflowing, and then I couldn't think about depletion anymore.
Woo! Yeah, now I get those doggone chills again.
And I'm like, wait, depletion, what's my number? What am I doing? My cup is overflowing. My cup is overflowing.
Exactly. That is what you're supposed to hold. I mean, because my God, this joy. I mean, we need more spontaneous moments just because our nervous system needs to know it's okay to be happy. It doesn't have to hold the hell. And the one thing that when you do these healing tools with me, it's about, when people say, well, I need to learn to forgive and not forget. But the point is when you're resolving that chemical peptide, natural thing that comes out of healing is there's this forgiveness for yourself. There's a forgiveness for what's going on. And it's not even about, oh, I have to forgive you. It's resolved. I don't need to do this anymore. And then your truth starts to get stronger. So now you both are just like, I don't know why.
Beaming.
You're beaming. Now all of a sudden I see cherry pie up in April. It's like, I'm ready for pie. I'm ready for happiness. I'm ready for, and I'm like,
I want to do the Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Come on, do you remember how we did it?
Okay, now hold on. I got to get out of that state and into it. Oh, good God.
I remember.
Yes.
You want me to show you? You want me to do it? Okay. Because we take our hands and we rub them together. Okay, and then you're going to go to your back.
Oops, my legs.
Okay.
Yes, touch that back.
And then you're going to bring it forward.
Woo!
And then go down. And then come up. Woo, woo, woo.
Woo!
Here. And then
Aren't I lovely?
And then I always do a heart
Oh,
afterwards.
yes, those are
Because I
good.
love myself.
Exactly.
I love
You big ass
myself.
heart. Oh my God, yes. Oh yeah. Now you talk about hooking into more joy. That starts the strange flow joys for sure. That was very lovely. See, they wouldn't let me remember because I kept hearing, well, have them do it. And I'm like, should I do that? And of course, I didn't have to say it. Spirit made you say it. So
I was sitting here going, just do it, just do it, just do it.
see, look at the alignment energy does. It gives you that strength, the confidence, and this self-esteem that just seems to want to be okay to come out. And you don't have to have any shame. You don't have to have any remorse. You don't have to regret, because the beautiful part of the brain says, look, you did it. Now, doesn't it feel great? Now hold on to that. That's what you need to do. You guys are beautiful and lovely. Oh yes, do this. Exactly. You know what? You need to end it with a little bit of this. Let's be a little Wonder Woman.
Our new little Facebook avatar.
Yes, exactly.
You know, we're all Wonder women on Facebook at the moment, the three of us.
Good.
We're all wearing, our avatars are wearing the outfits, I noticed.
Oh, I even changed my profile pic. That was, I had to.
Noticed.
It's like, yeah, man, you do that.
Yeah.
Now but you feel a difference. You do feel a difference. You came on, you didn't even know you had to feel anything different, but we'll start with April. They were doing that again. Because you said that your name was.
That was a nickname that I had in school. I liked it. No one had the name April when I was younger, except maybe one or two people. And the only thing that I remember when I was little is if they would say, "Oh, it's April Fool's. You're an April Fool." That used to hurt my feelings. And then I started to say, "No, this is my month." And then I started saying, "I should get a paid vacation for the month of April because it's my month."
Exactly. Yes. And then I hear Grape Ape. That was a cartoon.
Yes, Grape Ape was a cartoon. So that's why I liked it, because purple is one of my favorite colors. So then I was like, Grape Ape.
Exactly.
So they would call me Grape Ape or Apes.
Yeah. Okay. So now you know when I say apes, it has a lot to do with that. Okay. So you started off, you weren't for sure. You were gifted, Vicki gifted this for you. And tell me, can you witness or notice any difference?
Yes. My body feels a little bit lighter because I felt like I did a lot of healing and I didn't realize that my body was still doing something. Whereas you felt it, but I've learned to, or that's how I was taught, not to listen. Be quiet, don't listen, don't make any noise. But now I am opening up to, hey, wait, what is that? So, because any pain that is in my body, this is one of my other aha moments that I had, is that emotions are energy in motion.
Yes.
So when you get scared and you go, you're stopping the motion, doing the tapping that gets the motion going so we can get it out.
Exactly.
We can we can flush that down the toilet.
Yeah, flush that fucker. Sorry. But when you get scared, try to see if you can force a giggle. It's like when you're feeling your heart attack, force yourself to cough. Okay. And even if it sounds foreign, giggle, because what happens is you're going to start to release that thing. And so it doesn't have to be an installed button. And that's very important. Okay. And let that air out, let that flow. And that creates a wonderful life force. And April, you're a pleasure. You definitely.
Thank you.
So
thank you, Vicki. I love you.
And I will see you in class tomorrow. That's the best part. And you feel complete right now?
Yes, I feel complete and wonderful, safe, and love you guys.
Love you too. Bye, honey.
Bye.
Okay. So now, Miss Gemma, do you feel a difference?
I do. And in reflecting whilst listening to April, I realized I felt joy when I first came in, but now I feel true joy. And those words haven't come together. I felt joy, but now it's true joy because it's another level of me that's really opened up. It's like looking at a flower and another petal has fallen open. That's how it feels. It's like the lotus flower, another petal is open to the moonlight, because the moonlight is the light and in the dark, and it's giving that aspect to it. So it's really, I feel like crying joy tears right now.
Good.
You
Those
and
are
I,
good to do.
I know, and you and I healed a lot yesterday, and then today, thank you, because you brought me in. So
yeah,
I appreciate
I gifted that myself. Yes, I did.
Thank you very much for gifting
You're welcome.
that.
You're welcome.
And I feel very humbled by that. So thank you. It's been a wonderful afternoon, and I've loved sharing it with you. And today's show was fantastic. I loved watching people heal and watching from the very beginning to when they finish. Just and watching people who keep coming back and growing and being part of this group, this tribe, and connecting with like-minded people. It's beautiful, and it's real, and it's authentic. And it's been such a wonderful show. It's just a happy little.
You know, this new energy has come in, and it's a whopper. It is as if you're not on the boat, jump on. You have to let go of your ego. And if you want to, you got to stop that nasty ass talking, because your ass is going to get kicked.
Yeah. And you've got to get back up. You've got to get back up, because we can't keep living this old patterns that we're living within ourselves, and the world isn't holding that anymore. We have to hold ourselves within this world. The world's not holding it anymore. The energy's shifted. We need to shift with it.
Exactly. And so that's why I'm excited, because tomorrow we're really going to be diving in deeper. I have no idea what it's going to be about.
No, that's fine.
I also know it's going to be intense.
Yeah, I'll bring the tissues just in case. So yeah.
All right. I love you, dear. I appreciate you noticing the difference. And thank you so much for coming on and being vulnerable and having a voice. It's very important.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. All right. Bye-bye, honey. So I hope that this show makes an incredible difference in your life, in your world. And I'm hoping and praying and thankful and grateful for all that you've done so far by sharing and loving and connecting and being open-minded to something that you may have not seen before, or you have experienced, but I want you to experience it deeper, because like Gemma says, I experienced it, but wait a minute, I'm actually experiencing it deeper, and you can. And this is the goal for 2021, is to see how many people we can start to unfold and let that ripple of love and healing and empowerment to come. I used to just teach a class called Empowerment to Enlightenment, and I couldn't take just those words, but I feel like that's what I do, and everything I've done is that empowerment through enlightenment. If I just give you enough enlightenment, you're going to get empowered. But it is also about taking and becoming awake, aware, and taking action. Those tools are very important. So I'm just going to double check again, just in case I missed something. Nope. And I appreciate all of you that paid it forward. I appreciate all of you that have paid, that came in, all of you that have volunteered to be vulnerable. You are the best. You have chosen to make a difference. And if I have the card that I would hand to you, I'd say, you would read and say, who I am makes difference. I would say, yes, and you did it today. Thank you. So remember, you can resolve to evolve, heal instead of deal. You can heal that, and you have to feel it to heal it. And I can't tell you how strong it is this week. When in doubt, heal it out. People, you have to have a birdie. Get a birdie that lets you know, that's my sign that shit, I'm doubting, or I'm in a state that's less than love. Let it just give you the message. The bird is the messenger. When you are in doubt, heal it out. Grab a tool. You need to. It's so important. No longer do you have to be in hell. Again, if you want to be on this wonderful journey with us, you can. Remember to share, get it out there. I'm done being the best kept secret. I want everybody to jump in and to heal, okay, and get there. You want to keep your health, that's fine too. We appreciate and respect where you're at. But at the same time, you're going to start vibrating higher, faster, and you're going to be able to hold those healthier frequencies. And that is what we want to do. And as I always love